Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with Comic Brana. We've covered all this week's superhero books, so now it's on to the non-superhero titles for the week, which there really aren't too many, including one that is a holdover from last month because I missed it when it came out. But we're going to kick things off with Sana Starros, #1. Well, Star Wars Sana Starros, to be clear. So Sana Starros is most commonly seen in the pages of Dr. Aphra. She is, if I remember correctly, having not read the entirety of Aphra's book, only from a certain point onward. So, if I remember correctly, though, Starros and Aphra are exes. Sana also occupies the Fringe, what is generally referred to as the Fringe, the Galactic Fringe, and if I remember correctly, was also married to Han Solo. So, this is this series takes place before, not before her adventures with Aphra in general, but at least before the current ones. So, it opens up with her doing a job, and her slicer manages to get her into the warehouse. But before the slicer can get her in, stormtroopers show up. The warehouse is livestock, and Sana figures she kind of needs a break. So she goes to Hosnian Prime, her homeworld, and while her slicer tries to rope her into another heist, Sana kind of just wants to take a break. She can't remember the code for the family home, so she breaks in and triggers the security droids. But her grandmother deactivates them. Apparently, her aunt and her cousin are there, and her cousin's pregnant. Sana, while walking through the house, hears her aunt and her cousin talking in hushed tones, largely about not telling Sana something. Turns out that Sana's cousin is pregnant with a child, has married an Imperial officer, and is pregnant with said officer's child. Stormtroopers show up looking for the cousin. And the officer also arrives, demanding his wife return to his ship with him, threatening to kill her family. As she leaves, though, he does order the troopers to go ahead and just kill the family anyway. But Sana interrupts that, and Sana, her grandmother, and her aunt manage to escape, but their escape is viewed by another. And they're heading off to the Imperial to save Sana's cousin who's currently aboard the Imperial vessel, the King's Ransom. And that is where the issue ends. All right, strong start. I've grown to like Sana Starros from Dr. Aphra. I would call her a long-suffering character, dealing with Aphra as much as she does, and yeah. But I imagine there's also part of it is that while it can be, I imagine it's taxing, it's probably also fun. But moving on to our next book, we've got Magic the Gathering #23. And who is the Planeswalker for this month's Secret Planeswalker variant? But Vampiric Planeswalker Soren Markov. A personal favorite of mine, in all honesty. A planeswalker I actually would not mind seeing take a center stage for an arc. So, where we left off, Asona seemingly had met with Nicol Bolas. Yeah, with some assistance from Amanatu. So we open with a retelling of the Dread Horde's arrival on Ravnica from War of the Spark. And then just a retelling of, actually, hell, not just a retelling of that, a retelling of the entirety of the War of the Spark. But it's kept short. Complete with Gideon trying to slay Nicol Bolas with the Black Blade, with reforged Black Blade, and the blade itself breaking. And as well as Liliana taking the side of, or switching sides. But it turns out that after that, apparently Ugin the Spirit Dragon insisted that Jace create an illusion to give the appearance of Nicol Bolas' death. The idea being that if everyone thinks Nicol Bolas is dead, no one's going to come looking for him. In fact, and Bolas is, of course, being kept prisoner. But not everyone is happy with this revelation, or even privy to it, including Jace's lover Vraska, or Kaya, and he apologizes for. But they get into some arguments, namely the fact that there's some disagreement over everything, with Vraska also calling out Kaya for the fact that, she said she was going to track down and kill Liliana Vess, and Liliana's alive and well and teaching on Strixhaven. Funny. Dead people don't usually teach, at least by example, sure, but actively teach. But Nico breaks up the argument, saying, and then explains that they've got they got bigger problems. As a bunch of the moths have arrived in the hold of Vraska's ship. On Amonkhet, Ral is helping Nahiri because of the pressure that Nahiri has put him on by keeping Tomek prisoner. But turns out that Nahiri's plan is to take the ice that Merit Lodge is trapped in. Meanwhile, Garuk, Chandra, and Liliana are being forced to watch from a crystal. And it seems the idea is to crush Merit Lage underneath get Merit Lage out of the ice that she's trapped in, and crush her under under the earth. When all is finished, Nahiri kills Ral, telling him to die knowing that Tomek is safe. She swears it. But the Hedrons are then taken to Dominaria on the island of Madara. Madara, and massive Hedron is erected between two curved spires, or between two curved rock formations. As Nicobolus arrives with Asona sitting in the gem he tends to have between his horns. Okay, so Bolus is back for this. Now, to be fair, there are rumors and buzz about the possibility of in March of the Machine of Bolus's return, but we'll see. I mean, there's also rumor. Okay, rumors is a strong word. Predictions is more of it. There are the occasional predictions popping up that maybe the Eldrazi will pop, maybe Emrakul will pop up, maybe Nicobolus will pop up. Just kind of a big, huge. Let's just tie all the stories from the last 30 years together. But we'll see. We'll have to see how that goes. Moving on to our next book, and remember I mentioned there was a book from last month that I missed last month, January. So that would be Quick Stops number 3. So Quick Stops number 3 focuses on Elias. Elias was introduced in Clerks 2. He is a very hardcore Christian. Also a big fan of Transformers, Lord of the Rings, and I think it's also Star Wars. I think. He's also the recipient of much of Randall's ridicule. And while the ridicule that Randall gives Dante is more good-natured, it's clear that the ridicule that Elias receives from Randall is anything but good-natured. So, starts off with a flashback to 2005. Elias is giving his speech about how Transformers are actually like a gift from God. And one of the other camp counselors has made a flowchart to explain this. The idea being, in the beginning, heaven and earth, God made man, man made Transformers, so not Satan in disguise. But Elias tells this other counselor, Myra, that he's interested in her in a romantic sense. Tries to, but she has to come up with and try it, and he's trying to get her in bed, but and she comes up with the concept of the pussy troll, pillow pants. The movie also mentioned she has a mouth troll named Lister Fiend. Fast forward to 2022. Elias, as well as Myra, are still counselors at the same camp, and Myra does kind of. It's made clear Myra has been leading him on. But he gets to help with training a new counselor, Myra's cousin, Coltrane Hotchkiss. Turns out Coltrane's really into crypto. tells Elias all about it, and afterwards, Elias goes to meet Myra at the boathouse, where she decided to stop leading him on, just kind of, why not, But Elias decides to talk about tell her all about crypto. By the time he's done talking, she's left. Mood killed. And upon returning to the quick stop after his week off, he tells Randall that he almost got laid that weekend while he was gone. I imagine that somehow that this is probably that some of this is at least a bit more related to Clerks 3, which the one Jay and Bob movie I haven't seen yet. So yeah. But moving on to our last book of the week, we actually have Quick Stop number 4, which actually came out this week, this past week. So throughout the View Askew movies, we've seen Dante Hicks rather prominently. Clerks 2, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks 3. However, throughout, and Brian O'Halloran has played the character in all these appearances, including also voicing Dante in the sadly short-lived Clerks cartoon. In the films that did not focus on Dante in the Quick Stop, or utilize Dante in the Quick Stop, should be added, O'Halloran would still pop up as another member of the Hicks family, a different member in each movie. And so, but these characters were never fully fleshed out, with Gil Hicks being the closest one to being an actual character. And he was in Mallrats. So, flashback to the summer of 1992. Dante's trying to get Randall to run a quick stop for a while so he can take his new girlfriend Veronica to the family reunion. And Randall's all for Dante doing this, so long as Randall gets to go with. And he figured out a workaround. He's got Jay and Bob to sling their wares in front of Quick Stop in front of RST. And so that way, anytime someone tries to go into the Quick Stop, Jay will just tell them, yeah, Quick Stop guy's got the shits. So they go to the Hicks family reunion. And first up is Gil, who promptly tries to chat up Veronica. And it turns out that Randall has a similar opinion of Gil as his brother Brody would voice in Mallrats. That Gil's the type of guy who would beg for sex. Back at the Quick Stop, Jay manages to sell a Quick Stop customer who wants a pack of cigarettes. Manages to sell him some weed instead. Next, we have Jim Hicks, a producer at MTV that popped up in Chasing Amy, looking to produce a cartoon based on Bluntman and Chronic. He's also a dick, but Randall gets to pick at him for a bit, mainly the fact that, Jim accuses him of being a prime example of everything wrong with their generation, though Randall's quick to point out that Jim works for MTV, the company, the TV channel that makes the real world. That's like 10 times worse than anything Randall's ever done. Can't exactly argue that. And finally, Grant. Grant was seen in Dogma. TV news reporter. He apparently is showing off. He's showing this off, including the suit that he got from Beverly Hills, and constantly trying to chat up Veronica, get her to apply to be the new weather girl. Cop tries to grab her ass. Meanwhile, and Dante's making a plate of pasta for Veronica, who then promptly spills the entire plate on Grant's expensive suit. Got an old back at Quick Stop, and old Granny shows up and also buys a little bit of weed, smokes with the customer from earlier. At the Hicks fan, also a cop shows up and is apparently also convinced because now the couple is the two customers are making out. We also get a nod to that apparently the fact that Dante paints Veronica's nails in Clerks, and explaining why this is. Apparently he's really good at it. And with Veronica also mentioning that sometimes she'll have to bring some lasagna. And always remember the word Silent Bob's sage words from first Clerks movie. There are plenty of fine-looking women in the world, but not all of them will bring lasagna at work. But Veronica and Dante have to leave. However, Randall is using the backseat of Veronica's car to entertain Grant's wife. The three of them leave, get back to the Quick Stop, and it's pot-fueled madness there. As apparently it turns out that Veronica was actually about to dump Dante, but after him being, kind of showing he's actually not that bad of a guy, and the pedicure, and also the manicure helped. Well, she's gonna stick by him. They share a kiss, and as Dante heads into the Quick Stop, Jay informs him that the Quick Stop guy's got the shits. And that is where the issue ends. I guess I'm loving this series, and it looks like it is an ongoing. And it's nice to get some. It's nice to have some background on the other Hickses. It was clear from their previous. Well, not so much Grant. He was largely just shown as a news reporter reacting mainly to Loki and Azrael kind of wrecking house shortly before Dogma's climax. So not a whole lot. But it's fairly clear that Jim, whose name I actually just learned from that specific comic, it was fairly clear he was a douche. And also, it was made clear in Mallrats that Gil was also a douche. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.